So I was born and raised in Ghana, right? And in Ghana, the weather is like pretty much like summer all year, right? So we used to take cold showers. I'm gonna milk the fact that I'm in America now and I have a water heater. And if I have the privilege to take a warm shower, I'm gonna pick that because I feel like for like 11 years I endured cold showers, right? And now that I have the option to take a warm shower, hell yeah, I'm gonna take a warm shower. Like, yeah, no, I've done my time with cold showers, feel me? So now if
Yeah.
it's warm, I'm gonna take warm.
Yeah, I agree. Right, I agree with you. Right, and
Mhm.
you don't realize like if you go back maybe 100 years before,
Yeah,
there was no hot showers, right?
exactly.
Maybe sooner than that,
That's it. Yeah, magic of 21st century, man.
Yeah. So I was in the army. I served 2 times in Afghanistan.
Mm,
Each time I was during the wintertime, right? Like
mm.
people don't know in Afghanistan it's desert, like it gets snow on the ground, right?
Ah, okay.
So there's a month that we had no hot water, right? So we're taking cold showers and
Mm,
freezing cold water with the
mm.
25 degrees in the snow, right? So yeah,
Yeesh.
whenever I want to take a cold shower, I kind of think back to that. Like, what am I doing here? Like, yeah, I'm like you. I've done my time.
Right, getting flashbacks. No, I'm good.
So when did you come here with Ghana from Ghana by yourself, your parents? How to tell about that story a little bit?
Yeah, so I don't know if a lot of people know this, right? And I'm not sure if they still even do it, but back in the day, there used to be this thing called a green card lottery, right? And it was like a worldwide lottery that the United States does, I think like once a year or something like that, where, at least from what I remember, they allowed like 50,000 people, right, from around the world to kind of come in, get a chance to win becoming a permanent resident in the United States. And when the year that happened, um, we were in Ghana. My dad was in the Air Force at the time, and yeah, it was like a big deal, right? Everybody was like going crazy about this new, like this lottery, this opportunity, right, to be able to go to America and have a start a new life and everything like that. My dad, I remember he was like, I don't really have any plans to go to America. Like, you know what I mean? I have my family here. I got people here that I know. Why would I do it? But all of his friends were actually applying for it. So he was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna give it a try too, whatever. I don't really have anything. Then tell me why none of his friends won, but then he won. So now he was like, okay, I didn't have any plans for, coming to America, but I guess it's a once in a lifetime opportunity. And, maybe it's a sign that nobody else won, but I won. So I remember I was playing soccer at the time and he calls me over and he's like, Kelvin, hmm, so get ready. We're gonna be in America in about a couple months. And I'm like, what? It's like, yeah, so that lottery thing I told you about. So I ended up winning. So now we're going to America. So yeah, have fun. I was like in shock. I
And
was like,
how old were you at this time?
I was like 10. Came here when I was 11,
Okay.
but it was like 10 and a half around that
Okay.
time, right? So yeah, I remember I was just like, what the hell? What? Because when you're a kid in Ghana, stuff like that, I remember because was like, oh my God, I can't wait to go to America one day, blah blah. We bragging about, we got family or whatever in America. But I'm like, okay, shit, I'm actually gonna get to go to America. So that's kind of how I found it up here. Just we won a lottery to come to the United States, and we came to Minnesota in November.
Oh wow. From Ghana,
Yes,
you're probably like this wasn't no lottery win.
bruh. I was
Like you're like
like,
this is a setup.
yo, real talk. I was like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, yo, no, take me. Dead ass when I got off the plane and I felt that cold, I turned around and was about to go back on the plane. And the guy was like, no, you can't come back here. Go, we gotta go forward. I'm like, because I was like, why do people live here? This is
So your
terrible.
dad was Air Force at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very surprised that Ghanaian government let him go. Right. I mean, it's like he's in the Air Force, part of the government. It's not like they were like I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how that works or anything, but
yeah, no, I think well he had done his time, right?
okay,
So
okay.
growing up, my dad was in like the UN army, right? So they do like a lot of peacekeeping missions and stuff around the continent. And yeah, I think towards that end he was kind of like, done doing his tours and stuff, and he was doing journalism rather, with the Air Force magazine or something. It was some magazine for the Air Force. So he's one of the journalists there. Um, but yeah, when that happened, they were like, all right, I mean, you still got a pension, so you've done your time already over here. He's like, all right, cool. So yeah, it was really no problem kind of letting him go.
And talk about some of the culture shocks you had to go through coming over here.